My Confederate driver is WD, who's right ahead of us, so I'm going to be instructing him to do a number of maneuvers, and I'll be telling you, Leslie, a couple of things that... Leslie,
it's Leslie.
Leslie, Leslie, I'll instruct you on a couple of maneuvers that I'll have you do as well. So the first thing, I want them to get ahead of us, but the first thing is you're going to get up to 60 miles per hour, and then we'll engage the whole system.
Okay.
So you can go ahead and take off. So you'll pass him, WD will get behind us. And we're going to want you to get into the third lane. This is 1, 2, then one more. You get up to 60. When you're at 60, you'll hit the set button on the left-hand side. And that's setting your cruise control. So now you're set to 60. Your actual speed's a little bit higher, but that's fine. So you can let off the gas, and then hit the Super Cruise button on the upper right. Okay, it's gone green. You can let go of the wheel. Okay, that's Super Cruise. Now we're going to get that down to one touch, one button.
Okay.
But it's driving where you set it in the lane at the speed that you set it.
It is.
And it'll do that all day long. So we're going to do a few maneuvers. WD is going to get ahead of us. He's going to pass us when he's going to pull in front of us, and you're going to see the vehicle head icon's going to light up. And then he's going to slow down to 50. You don't need to do anything. It will automatically slow down to 50 and maintain a 2-second gap behind him. So somebody gets in front of us, it detects him.
It's not close enough to give it any.
Nope.
Cause for alarm.
He's a few seconds away, so you're gonna get closer automatically, and then when you're at about 2 seconds away, it'll start to back off to his speed.
It is.
There you go. Okay, WD, go ahead pick up to 70. He's gonna speed away. So you're gonna go back to your set speed of 61. So it'll speed back up as it pulls away. Okay. So the next thing we're going to show is a maneuver. WD, come back to 50 and stay in this lane. And when I tell him to, he's going to slow down to 30 and go in the EJ's lane. You are going to grab the wheel and follow him with the steering. Don't do the brakes or the throttle. Just steer behind him and follow him as he slows down. So let's hold on, WD. Just stay at 50. I want to catch up, and I want us to be going the same speed.
This is just to show how quickly it lets the driver take over.
It shows you what an override looks like or feels like. So WD, go ahead when you're ready and slow down to 30 and go in the adjacent lane. So go ahead and grab the wheel and follow him. So it went blue, and then hold on to it until it goes green, and then you can let go. Okay, we'll do it again. WD, slow down and go one lane over to 25, and go ahead and grab the wheel and follow him. Goes blue, you're in control. Well, you need to hold the wheel until it goes green. Okay, and wherever you are in the lane when it goes green, that's where it's going to keep you right there. You can let go.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So, just like with cruise control today, cruise control, you can step on the gas and you override, and when you let go, it goes back to rework. Same with the steering. We're trying to follow that model. You can steer, and then when you're done, it'll re-engage.
It's a little unnerving, but it does work.
Yeah. And it's very natural to be hovering over the brake and hovering over the.
And I am.
But in a couple of laps, you're gonna want to buy one.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna WD is gonna go back over 2 lanes to 60. Again, you're gonna override and follow him. Yep. And it's gonna go right back up to your set speed of 60.
See that as soon as he moved out of the way, the car picked up speed.
Yep.
So when it's blue, I should actually be looking at the gas too.
You should be. I'm sorry.
I should be actually have my foot on the gas.
No, you don't need to. No.
Okay.
No, you can override one or the other. That's up to you. So WD, get ahead of us. So we're going to stay at 60. You'll just stay here. He's going to get a little bit further ahead. He's going to pull over into the right lane. You can slow down to 50, and then he's going to come in front of us when I tell him to. Okay, and you don't need to do anything.
You don't want me to do anything?
I don't need to,
not
right?
react or anything?
Nope.
Okay.
If you get nervous, it's fine to do whatever you want to do, but you don't need to.
But if I don't, it'll be fine.
It'll be fine. So WD, go ahead, slow down to 50 and pull into the other lane, and when I tell him to, he's going to cut in front of us. And what you'll see is right now this should go off to say that that there's no one in our path. We're set to 60 miles per hour. He's going 50. Okay, WD now. Okay, so someone cuts in front of you. It detects them.
Yeah. Okay.
It backs off to try and get back to that 2-second headway. And then it's going to, when it's a 2-second headway, it's going to come back to the to his speed, to his 50 miles per hour.
So in the production models, this will be incorporated into your gauge color?
Into the cluster and the heads-up display as well. Right, between those two. Not this though. This is trying to tell you who's controlling the wheel. We need it tied to the wheel.
Yep.
So it's very
this
intuitive.
This is production.
Or something like that. That's a prototype of what we have in production. So the other item to show you, let's maintain 50 WD. Right now you're set to the right side of the lane. You set when you engaged it, you were 50 centimeters off of center. That's fine. It's normal to be one side or the other. No one drives in the middle. Let's say right now you're eating a cheeseburger. Someone's favorite. Sorry. Your hands are occupied, and you want to nudge yourself over to the other side. We've got sensors on the seat bolster where you can tap with your elbow, and so you can hit on the left-hand side. Every time you tap, it's going to nudge you. Go ahead. Tap, tap, tap. Do it again. Do it again, again. Keep doing it. It's going to nudge you. It's going to nudge you over to the other side of the lane.
Right, it went from negative to plus. Oh,
right.
Okay.
You could be plus or minus 50 centimeters off of center, wherever you want to be. Now, it started off wherever you were when you engaged it.
Yes.
But that changes. And so you could, we have a couple of different ways of doing this. The elbow switches is one.
You can move it back over.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Because your hands are off of the wheel.
I'm
It's
eating.
driving for your eating,
reading
right?
a book. Yeah.
You're engaged somewhere. We don't want to read. Don't want you reading a book. But your hands are occupied for whatever reason, but you wanted to nudge. We will nudge adaptively, automatically. Okay, if there were an 18-wheeler, we'd nudge you around the 18-wheeler. Because you're not going to want to skim right close to it.
No.
We know that. Everyone nudges. We'll do that part automatically. But if for some reason you're like, I don't like I want to see around that guy who's ahead of me, I want to nudge myself, I can just do that, nudge myself over. Not a problem.
Very cool.
So those were all the scenarios I wanted to take you through. We have a couple of miles before we get back to the beginning. Any questions, comments?
How soon before this becomes commonplace?
Well,
it's a little way off, isn't it?
I'm the project manager working on developing this into production. So we intend to bring this into production this decade. You'll see this. You'll be able to buy this technology in this decade.
Seriously.
Yeah.
You know, it's great. Like we were discussing the technology. On one hand, I love to drive, so I kind of hate it, and I can't stand people that text. But on the other hand, this is great because it protects us from that.
That's part of it. And then
they're going to do it anyway.
And people are going to do it anyway.
Yeah.
They're already driving, as Helen pointed out. People are already driving as if they had this in their cars and they don't.
That's right. Yeah.
But also, a lot of driving is what someone described to me as garbage driving. I love to drive too. I've got an old 58 Jag that I've restored. I'm a car guy, and I love to drive. But I don't like my commute to work.
No.
It's
wasted time.
I don't like my the long vacation drives. Yeah. It's wasted time. It's garbage driving. And under those circumstances, I'd love to have a system like this where it could make driving less stressful. I could be doing other things, and I think there's a number of demographics that will benefit from this. I think of the elderly who are afraid to drive on the highway anymore or afraid to drive at night. I think of the disabled, professional drivers who, this is what they do. They put 50, 60,000 miles a year on a vehicle. They'd love to have something like this.
Imagine someone who's in sales and they have to cover a whole region as part of their job.
Yeah,
This is going to help ease their fatigue.
The $400 an hour attorney who could be, billable hours right now, but they're forced to drive. So there are a lot of people I think that
they could be working. Yeah. I mean, it's necessary because people are already living as if we do have it. It's
unfortunately.
It's pretty dangerous stuff.
I saw one statistic from AAA that said that something like 94% of people object to being to texting in cars and whatnot, but a whole third of them said they've done it.
I don't know how you can text in a car. Like I can barely text when I'm sitting still. You know.
We're gonna in about a half a mile. We'll pull back where the cars are. So when you're ready, you can tap the brake and disengage everything, and then you'll be driving the car.
Okay, so it's unautonomous. It's not super cruise.
That's right. That's right. Yeah. So
that is very impressive. Congrats. It's an amazing job.
Thank you. Oh, it's great. This is a lot of fun.
I can imagine it is. It's the fun part of the job. Yeah, it's a little creepy at first, but when you see that it really works,
You very quickly get comfortable
you
with
do.
it.
You are. Of course, there weren't cars whizzing by. That might have been
That's
a little bit different.
Yeah, we closed the track for this event,
Yeah.
but
That's the next.
we have driven with other. Just follow WD, bring to a stop, put it in parking, and don't shut it off.